Hello, everyone. So today in this session, we are going to talk about a very critical issue that caught national attention. That is the reimposition of Afspa in parts of Manipur. Afspa means Armed Forces Special Power Act. We have discussed in detail about Afspa in our previous videos also, and in the syllabus when we have covered there also in the mentoring sessions we have discussed. So guys, imagine that you are living in a region where violence is so rampant and even the extraordinary laws are needed to maintain the peace, and the peace you are not able to maintain within the existing setup of the law, and you need to have some extraordinary mechanisms and laws, and that is actually what imposed at this point of time. Let's look into Afspa anyway. But if you see, despite over a year of efforts to calm the ethnic clashes in Manipur, the situation still remained volatile. And in this session, what we will be doing is I'll try to help you to understand why the government have taken, this controversial decision and what it means for the region and how they are taking it. So let's get into the heart of the matter. First, let's try to understand what is Afspa and why it is controversial. See, guys, when we talk about Afspa, it's a special law designed to give armed forces some special power to act swiftly in disturbed areas. So it basically allowed them to conduct searches without warrants. So there is no need of any warrant to conduct the search. Okay. And they can arrest suspect. Again, there is no warrant or any permission required. And you can use force even to the extent of causing death without the fear of prosecution. So there won't be any prosecution. And we have seen how it has been misused and everything. And we have done a detailed video also. But here, let me explain the what exactly Afspa and what are the special power given to them. They can conduct searches without any warrant. They can arrest the suspect, and you can even cause harm or use force even to the extent of causing death without any fear of prosecution or anything. So while if you see Afspa is effective in curbing insurgency, it has been criticized for being misused and for violating human rights. It's a big human right question, and a lot of human right issues was there. A lot of cases of rapes and everything we have seen before also. So its reintroduction in Manipur highlights the seriousness of the ongoing crisis in Manipur also, despite all these controversies. So let's see the growing ethnic violence in Manipur. See, Manipur has been, embroiled in ethnic violence over the past 18 months, and we have done enough discussion on that, so I'm not getting into the details. But the tension primarily stems from two groups, Meitei community, and that is dominant in the Imphal Valley, and Kuki-Zomi tribes residing in the surrounding hill areas. So we have before also discussed in depth of this, and a lot of controversies was also there. So let's not get into that, but let me explain the issue. So this deep divide has led to relentless clashes between the communities and forcing the government to take stricter measures. So despite various efforts at reconciliation, violence still persists and the peace remain elusive here. So that is actually the context. And let's look at where Afspa is now imposed. If you see the reimposition of Afspa is targeted and very strategic. So it is actually covering 6 police station areas in Imphal West, that is Samai and Lamsang area, and then east, if you see, that is the Lamai area, and then in Bishnupur, that is Moirangkhom area, and then this is the police station area that I'm talking about in Jiribam district, though the Jiribam police station limit. Okay, so these regions have seen escalating violence, and security forces need greater authority to maintain the order. So reimposition of Afspa is done in these 6 areas. I repeat, Samai Lamsang in Imphal West, and Lamai in Imphal East, and Bishnupur area, and Jiribam district also. So now, why Afspa is reimposed at this point of time? See, the government have earlier withdrawn Afspa from parts of Imphal Valley, hoping that the situation will improve. But you see, insurgent activities and civilian unrest have only intensified even during this time. So the armed forces, including the Assam Rifles, demanded the return of Afspa to effectively deal with the increasing threats. So without these powers, security personnel often hesitate to act, fearing legal consequences. Because if you take an action, then there may be a lot of legal consequences. But here you have been given power without any prosecution. You can even cause death also. That means they are given unlimited power. That's the extent, that's the maximum extent that they can get. Now, what does Afspa allow? So let's see that also. We have already discussed again. Under Afspa, security forces have enhanced powers. So they can take preventive action against those who are carrying the weapons. One thing, and they can engage with suspect militants or suspected militants without delays or procedural hurdles. Otherwise, if you have any suspect or any issues for search, you need to get the warrant. So there will be a delay, and by that time, they can, exit from that area. So or they can easily escape. Then again, now you can arrest the suspect without any procedure. You can use the force also, no problem. So that is the power which has been given. So this is a legal immunity that actually enabled them to take bold and immediate step to curb the violence. So the act aims to restore sense of fear among the armed militants and thereby reducing the violence, and it will discourage their activities also because of this fear. But if you look at the history of Afspa in Manipur, Afspa was first imposed in Manipur in 1980 due to insurgency. But in 2004, following protest over human rights violation, the act was withdrawn from some part of the state. So from 80, it was there till 2004. And in 2004, because of human rights violation and activities and protest, then it was withdrawn from some parts of the state, including Imphal. But the recent surge in violence has forced the government to reconsider its decision and bringing Afspa back to certain areas. And this is definitely going to be very controversial. And let's see how it is going to work out. Again, the challenges we'll look at. See, Afspa gives security personnel and security force more control. It is again not a guarantee of peace. The ethnic divide between the Meiteis and the Kuki-Zomi tribes remains significant hurdle. See, something which is based on ethnicity, something which is based on culture, that will be there, right? For any whatever be the restrictions that you're going to impose, it will continue. There is no permanent solution for that. The security personnel have nothing to do with it actually. So even the recent peace talks in Delhi failed to bring tangible results, and there are trust deficit and long-standing grievance between the communities continue to fuel these clashes. So the situation is further complicated by the insurgent groups threatening to resume armed rebellion if their demands are not met. Now, what is the way ahead? What is the path forward? The reimposition of Afspa is a short-term measure to stabilize the region, but the lasting peace require a deeper approach. So what it could be? First of all, you need to build a trust between these communities. That's very difficult. Again, ensuring socio-economic equality. That's something which is doable, but with time. Third, strengthening governance and addressing grievances. It again needs systematic approach. So the government must act decisively and inclusively to ensure the public, the people of Manipur see lasting peace and development. So for that, these are the things that you need to do. Afspa is not actually a solution, though it may, curb violence temporarily because of the fear. Again, the steps towards stability, if you see, again, Afspa is both a shield and a sword. It's actually a double-edged sword, you can say. Okay, it empowers the armed forces to act decisively. It also raises concern about the misuse and human rights violation, and we have seen that before. I'm not getting into that details at this point of time, as we have already discussed. There are a lot of misuse of power, a lot of brutal killings and brutal rapes and everything. So the government's decision to reimpose it in Manipur reflects a gravity of the situation. Despite all these controversies and despite the removal from Imphal, and now if they are reimposing it again, that means there is a demand, right? So that situation demands this. That shows the gravity of the situation. But Afspa alone cannot solve the deeper issue of mistrust and inequality. The main issues between two culture, two ethnic group, which is rooted in mistrust, inequality, socio-economic inequality, etc. And the governance challenge is also there. So you need to focus on that area. So the road to peace is so long, and the people in Manipur deserve solution that go beyond this temporary fixes with Afspa. So, guys, what's your take on this reimposition of Afspa? And you can share your thoughts in the comment section. And I don't have much idea about what is the actual reality over there. Whatever I have read and whatever I have understood is what I've explained in this video. So I'll be getting a lot of comments from Meiteis and then these cookies and everyone. I know that, but I actually don't know the field reality. So whatever I have came across through the news and everything is what I'm discussing. So if my understanding, I am expecting, whatever I learned may be correct. But if I'm wrong, you can, correct it also. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.